After we embarrassed the Golden State Warriors, we moved on to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. We were able to eke out a win over the Timberwolves to beat them 113 to 107. The Nuggets moved to 32 and 26 with this win. This was also our fourth straight home win. Not the best performance by us. We played like crap in the second half and blew a 20-point lead, but a win's a win, and at this point in the season, with us being in this heated playoff race right now in the Western Conference, we'll take wins any way we can get them. We shot the ball fairly well in this game against Minnesota. The Nuggets were 50% from the field, 41% from the three-point line, 71% from the free throw line. Our free throw line shooting continues to struggle. T-Wolves, on the other hand, were 50% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, and 83% from the free throw line. They really struggled in that first half to really knock down any shots. I mean, Wesley Johnson came out. He shot pretty well, but besides that, I thought we held them in check pretty good in the first half, but then the second half, our defense just kind of fell apart, and that's when the T-Wolves were able to kind of come back and they started knocking down some shots. Looking at some of the good things we did here in this game, once again we got off to a fast start. We outscored the T-Wolves 37-24 in the first quarter. Kenneth Faried came out, had another great first quarter here against the T-Wolves. He played really well, played aggressively on the offensive end, played with that great energy that he always does. And we set the tone early on, and we had another great start. In the first half, we outscored the T-Wolves by a total of 68-47. So we had a 21-point lead. It looked like we were going to coast to to a win. We were doing all the little things well. I thought our defense was solid for the most part. We were doing a good job of playing fast, playing relentlessly, playing aggressive, and rebounded the ball pretty well there in that first half, but it all came crashing down there in the second half. We had 28 assists. I thought we did a good job utilizing ball movement. I thought our floor spacing in the third quarter mainly and in the second half was terrible, but in that first half it was pretty good. I thought we shared the ball really well, did a great job of creating for one another, and I thought once again we played unselfish offensive basketball here against Minnesota. We had 20 fast break points, like I said, in that first half. Played aggressively on the offensive end, played fast, forced the T-Wolves to play at our tempo. That kind of disappeared in the second half, but still finishing with 20 fast break points, that's pretty good. Had 52 points in the paint. We're aggressive on the offensive end. Thought we did a great job of getting high percentage shots here in this game and not settling for jump shots in the first half. And the screens were great in this game. The one thing that has always kind of irritated me with the Nuggets bigs this season is that they always slip screens too early, and that's something that's been a reoccurring problem. But I thought Kenneth Faried, JaVale McGee, both those guys did a great job of setting screens here for our guards, and did a great job of getting those guys open shots off those screens. I thought Faried did a great job of getting Tide lost and some little jumpers, open jump shots off the screens he set. And we were playing physical basketball there in the first half, so that was good to see. But like I said, kind of all that hard work in the first half and all the good things that we did early on in this game went to waste in that second half. Now looking at the bad things we did here in this game, we were outscored 33-21 in the third quarter. For whatever reason, we've struggled in the third quarter this season. It continued here against Minnesota. That 21-point lead we had going into the second half evaporated all the way down to a 9-point lead. After that third quarter, I have no idea what happened. The energy was terrible in the second half, primarily that third quarter. We settled for way too many jump shots, and everyone was kind of just standing around. We didn't rebound the ball that well as a team. Kenneth Faried pretty much was really the only guy playing with any effort and energy on the glass here against Minnesota, and the defense was terrible. The offense was as bad, and that's why the T-Wolves were able to get back into this game. We were outscored by a total of 60-45 in that second half. Like I said, just the energy levels in the second half weren't there, from what they were in the first half. We didn't play fast at all. We slowed the game down, which I have no idea why we were doing that. And we just weren't playing aggressively. We weren't rebounding the ball well, and our defense was just terrible. I mean, our defense looked lost, and just the effort wasn't there. We fell asleep. We played, like we didn't give a shit, to be honest with you, in the second half. And it's like, our guys thought, oh, we're up 21, we can just cruise to win. You can't do that. You got to step on the team's throat. You got to play with that killer instinct, like we did when we embarrassed Golden State the game prior to this one, when we were up by 20, 30 points, and we kept the foot on the gas pedal, if you will. We didn't do that here. We let off the gas pedal, and we just did not play aggressively. We only had 34 rebounds in this game. Like I said, the first half we rebounded the ball well, but as a team just came out in the second half, and the energy was non-existent. Kenneth Faried was really the only guy that I thought had a good rebounding game, and once again, as a team, didn't rebound well. And I tell you right now, if we play with this type of effort and energy level on the glass tonight, against the Los Angeles Lakers, against Gasol and Bynum, we will get absolutely crushed on the glass because Kenneth Faried is not going to be able to handle the load of getting half our rebounds or a third of our rebounds against the front line of Bynum and Gasol. So that's something that's got to improve. Got to rebound the ball better, more consistently. As a team, our bench got dominated in this game. The T-Wolves bench, mainly Derek Williams and Anthony Randolph, outscored our bench 60-27. Can't have that happen. I know Al Harrington was battling a meniscus injury, so the fact that he just played, I give Al Harrington all the credit in the world, but our other guys got to step up. I thought JaVale was decent, but Andre Miller was terrible in this game. Brewer was okay, but your bench can't get dominated that bad. I mean, our second unit got killed in this game. Randolph and Williams played great once Love got hurt and went out of the game, can't expect to win when that happens. And I've already talked about the energy and effort level in the second half. We just disappeared. We got up by 21 and got into cruise control. Can't do that. Got to keep the foot on the throat, if you will, and just keep chugging along and don't let the scoreboard dictate the way you play. George Karl always says that. He said that in the Golden State game, and unfortunately for us, we did let the scoreboard dictate the way we played, which almost cost us a win here. And then the second half defense, I've already talked about. The defense was terrible. Weren't playing physical on the defensive end. Got lost on the rotations. Pick and roll defense wasn't great, and everyone just kind of got lost on that end. And our bad habits on the defensive end that we weren't doing in the first half kind of reappeared in the second half. So overall, a bad performance by us. I think that second half was atrocious, and the fact that we gave up a 21-point lead pisses me off and frustrates me, and I'm sure all the guys on the team and I know the coaches were definitely frustrated with this performance, but at the end of the day, we got to win, and like I said, that's all that matters. Now looking at some individual performances for us, starting with Ty Lawson. He finished with 24 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. Ty was 9-17 from the field, 0-3 from the three-point line, 6-6 from the free throw line. Like the rest of the team, he got into jump shooting mode in the second half, but I thought for the most part Ty played really well. He had one play in this game where he missed a lay-in, was able to go back up, get the offensive rebound over Kevin Love and Pekovic, and then put get the lay-in off the offensive rebound. I mean, that was a great play. That Ty rebounded the ball pretty well here in this game. Had a big rebound for us in the fourth quarter, knocked down a couple big free throws for us in the fourth quarter to seal the game. And I thought he was aggressive for the most part. I thought Faried did a great job of setting some good screens for Ty Lawson here in this game that Ty was able to take advantage of. He was able to knock down some open jump shots off those good screens that Faried set. And then Ty did a good job of finishing at the rim. He had a couple nice finishes there in the second half that were big for us. Aflalo played well. He finished with 21 points and 3 assists. He was 7-14 from the field, 3-5 from the three-point line, 4-6 from the free throw line. Was one of the few players that we had that stayed aggressive in the second half, was able to shoot well once again from the three-point line, was 3-5 from there, as I mentioned. And for some reason, defenses sag off him, and I don't understand it. He took advantage of that once again here against Minnesota. Phoenix kind of did the same thing to Aflalo in that game. Aflalo took advantage of that. Then he took advantage of that here against Minnesota. He kept knocking down that corner three for whatever reason. The defender kept cheating in on Aflalo, and then he was able to get a good look, and he was able to shoot well from the three-point line and knock down a couple threes here in this game. Gallo was big. He finished with 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 7-16 from the field, 3-7 from the three-point line, 1-2 from the free throw line. Obviously, Gallo didn't shoot that well again, but as I mentioned in my last game recap, for the game against Golden State, for Gallo's return game, that once he gets back into the rhythm, he gets his conditioning back up, gets his legs back, his shooting will continue to improve. He knocked down some big shots for us here in this game. He had like 7 points in the fourth quarter that were all big for us. Had a nice finish at the rim in the fourth quarter. Knocked down a big 3. Knocked down a big step back jumper. I mean, Gallo was great in crunch time in the fourth quarter. I don't like seeing him take 7 3-point shots. I think Gallo's better when he's taking guys off the dribble and getting to the rim. He had one play where I think it was Derek Williams who was on him. Took Derek Williams off the dribble, got a dunk off it. When Gallo's aggressive, getting to the rim, that's when he's at his best. And lastly for us, Kenneth Faried had another double-double. He finished with 16 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. He was 5-9 from the field and 6-8 from the free throw line. Once again, just being active, playing with great energy, hanging around the rim. Had a bunch of points in the paint. Had a bunch of points off offensive rebounds. I think had 4 or 5 offensive rebounds in this game. Did Faried, and he finishes with his 8th or 9th double-double of the year. So I mean, Kenneth Faried played great here once again. Disappeared kind of in the second half. Didn't really score that much, but still was fighting for rebounds and playing hard. And it was, I felt really bad for Kenneth Faried in this game because I thought he was one of the few guys that was playing with great effort in the second half, and was one of the few guys that was trying to get rebounds and scrapping for rebounds. I mean, he really had no help. There was one point in this game where Kenneth Faried kind of looked at everyone else after he was battling 3 or 4 Timberwolves for a rebound and kind of said, come on, come help me rebound. And he was getting a little frustrated, and I don't blame him. I was kind of upset at our guys for not helping him out. I mean, Kenneth Faried had 12 of our 34 rebounds. Like I said, he carried the load for us in terms of rebounding. And defensively, I thought he was great. Played with great effort on that end of the floor, getting 2 blocks and 2 steals. Got to the foul line as well, knocked down 6 of his 8 free throws. You like seeing that. And finished with another double-double. Kenneth Faried is really coming into his own and is playing great these last couple of games. For the T-Wolves, it was the Anthony Randolph and Derek Williams show. They really got the T-Wolves back in this game. Randolph finished with 28 points, 6 rebounds, 5 blocks. He was 11 of 16 from the field, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Played with pretty good energy in that second half. Came in, filled in for Kevin Love, and played really well. Did a great job of protecting the rim. Had a couple of huge blocks in this game. He finished with 5 total, and had a couple N1s. Knocked down a couple of jump shots. We left him open. He took advantage of that. Derek Williams finished with 27 points, 8 rebounds. He was 10 of 20 from the field, 3 of 9 from the three-point line, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He just caught fire, left him open, and he took advantage of that. Knocked down a couple threes, got into a nice rhythm, and from there was just able to start knocking down shots, and was slowly able to get the T-Wolves back in the game. Those 2 guys really hurt us, and in all honesty, it's kind of embarrassing that we gave up 28 and 27 points to those 2 players. So this wasn't a good performance by us. To blow that type of lead is very frustrating and is not acceptable, and if we play like this, we're going to get killed by the Lakers tonight. And the Lakers are playing good basketball. They just beat the Spurs pretty handily, and they're one of the best teams in the West for a reason. So it's going to be a tough game tonight, and we got to play hard, and we got to play well if we want to get a win. We got to keep this momentum up. We could really use this win tonight, and this will be a good test for us. And I've been seeing a bunch of Nuggets fans on Twitter saying because Kobe Bryant's not playing tonight that it's a given win for the Nuggets. You're out of your frickin' mind if you think that because Kobe Bryant's not playing tonight that it's a guaranteed win for us. Kobe Bryant never really plays well against us. Aflalo always locks him down. He always shoots poorly against Aflalo. The 2 guys that always hurt us when we play the Lakers are Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol, and they're both playing really well right now, and they're both going to play tonight. So I'm actually not really more confident that Kobe's out at all. I'm still nervous as hell because Bynum and Gasol are the 2 guys that usually kill us, not Kobe. So we got to play well, and Kenneth Faried's got to have another good rebounding game, and Gallo's got to step up rebounding, Kufis, JaVale. I mean, all those guys got to play big tonight if we want to get a win. So not a good performance, but we'll take the win. Nuggets beat the T-Wolves 113-107. We win our 4th straight home game, and we move to 32-26 with this win.